हर्षी, हम तुम्हें बुलाता रहा, तुम हेलो भी नहीं बोलता बेटा। इसके सेट करके दो वर्म कानन प्रभु श्रीमद् भागवतम ले गए सवेरे ले जल्दी करके दे दो बेटा।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो नारायण नमस्ते अनंत देवी सरस्वती व्यासं नक्षत्राय चंद्रेषु तस्मै भगवते नमः भक्ति। From Srimad Bhagavatam, fourth canto, chapter 15. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 16, entitled "Praise of King Prabhu by the Professional Disciple." 2. Nadam vayante mahimanvarane. Nadam vayante mahimanvarane. Yodeva vadyo vadadharamaya. Yodeva vadyo vadadharamaya. Vedanga jatasya cham karushamite. Vedanga jatasya Vachaspatina Vibhavramudya Vachaspatina Vibhavramudya Alamvayante Mahimanuvarnane Alamvayante Mahimanuvarnane Yodeva Vajyo Vadadharamaya Yodeva Vajyo Vadadharamaya Vedanga jatasya chamarushamite. Vedanga jatasya chamarushamite. Vachaspatina vibhavramudya. Vachaspatina vibhavramudya. Alamvayante mahimanuvarnane. Alamvayante mahimanuvarnane. Yodeva vajyo vadadharamaya. Yodeva vajyo vadadharamaya. Vedanga jatasya chamarushamite. Vedanga jatasya chamarushamite. Vachaspatina vibhavramudya. Vachaspatina vibhavramudya. Alamvayante mahimanuvarnane. Alamvayante mahimanuvarnane. Yodeva vajyo vadadharamaya. Vedanga jatasya chamarushamite. Vachaspatina vibhavramudya.
Vayante Matipanu
Nadamvayante mahimanvarnane.
Yode Vavadyo Avataram
Yodeva vajyo vadadharamaya.
Yanavajana Yeta Santi Santi
Vedanga jatasya chamarushamite.
Pata Satinam Vimaram
Vachaspatina vibhavramudya. Now, not able, fire, your mahima, glories, anukarane, indescribable. Yeah, who, you, yeah, it's you, Deva, the personality of Godhead, Varaya, foremost, Avatara, descended, Maya, by his internal potency or causeless mercy. Vena Matra, from the body of King Vena,
in the body of King
Jatasya,
God
who have appeared,
who have
Cha, and Paurashani, glorious activities, of you, Vachapatina, of great orators, Api, although, Brahma, came bewildered, the minds, translation is taught by His Divine Grace, Right Channel. The reciters continue. Dear King, you are a direct incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu, and by His causeless mercy, you have descended on this earth. Therefore, it is not possible for us to actually glorify your exalted activities. Although you have appeared through the body of King Veda, even great orators and speakers like Lord Brahma and other demigods cannot exactly describe glorious activities of your Lordship. In this verse, the word Maya means by your process. The Mayavadi philosophers explain the word Maya as meaning illusion, falseness. However, there is another meaning of Maya, that is causeless mercy. There are two kinds of Maya, Yoga Maya and Mahamaya. Mahamaya is an expansion of Yoga Maya, and both these Mayas are different expressions of the Lord's eternal motives. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, the Lord appears through His eternal motives, Atma-maya. Therefore, we should therefore reject the Mayavad explanation that the Lord appears in the body given by the external motives, through energy. The Lord and His incarnation are fully independent and can appear anywhere and everywhere by virtue of the eternal motives. Although born out of the so-called dead body of King Rena, King Prithu was still an incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead by the Lord's eternal potency. The Lord can appear in any family. Sometimes He appears as a fish incarnation, Matsya Avatar, or a boar incarnation, Varaha Avatar. Thus, the Lord is completely free and independent to appear anywhere, everywhere. It is stated that Ananta, an incarnation of the Lord who has unlimited arms, cannot reach the end of His glorification. Although Ananta has been describing the Lord since time immemorial. So what to speak of demigods like Brahma and Shiva? It is said that the Lord is Shiva Virinchi, always worshipped by demigods like Lord Shiva. If the demigods cannot find adequate language to express the glories of the Lord, then what to speak of others? Consequently, reciters like the Sutta and Magadha felt inadequate to speak about King Prithu. By glorifying the Lord with exalted verses, one becomes purified. Although we are unable to offer praise to the Lord in an adequate fashion, our duty is to make the attempt in order to purify ourselves. It is not that we should stop our glorification because demigods like Brahma and Shiva cannot adequately glorify the Lord. Rather, as stated by Prahlad Maharaj, everyone should glorify the Lord according to his own ability. If we are serious and sincere devotees, the Lord will give us the intelligence to offer praise. Om Jnana-Tirandasya Jnananjana-Shalakaya Tasmai Shri Chaitanya Manokrishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Kadamaya Dadati Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutta Padakamalam Guru Vaishnava Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagranarunatam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahit Krishna Chaitanya Shri Radha Krishna Pada He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpati Gopika Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavane Shri Devi Pranamami Pancha Vishnu Sindhu Devaja Avani Vaishnavi Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Om Vishnu Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Nangayate Today we continue discussing pastimes of King Prithu. So till now we've seen that we're at the stage where King Prithu is being coronated, and the devotees and the professional reciters are glorifying. And Prithu Maharaj, out of humility, he's saying, I've just been coronated. I haven't started exhibiting you, describing so many glorious qualities of mine, but I haven't started exhibiting. So why don't you wait when I start exhibiting this, then you start glorifying. Now I haven't done anything. So please don't. You feel shy, you haven't done anything, and someone says, oh. And he's out of humility, he's telling us how to respond. So now that he has displayed, so far he wasn't displayed too many qualities, and yet they were glorified. Now that he's displayed the quality of humility, so they're going to glorify him even more. And so they are accepting, yes, you're right. We shouldn't be glorifying you because we're not qualified. Because even God, Brahma, Devatas, demigods, they are unable to glorify you. So what qualification do we have? But even in saying that, they glorify him, and then they are also showing their own humility. And then we go on to see, so if they are unqualified, should they stop glorifying? But they don't. They say they are unqualified, but still they go on. So Srila Prabhupada is wonderful purport. But a few things he's explained. So we'll try to discuss just a few points. So one, here we understand the reciters, they glorified King Prithu by using the word Maya. So because of you have descended onto this earth out of Maya. So this word comes from the word Maya. And we're all familiar with the word Maya. We're familiar with the common understanding of the word Maya. What would we translate Maya? Illusion. Now, so we understand from here, Srila Prabhupada explained that Maya has actually many meanings. It's like in Sanskrit, so many words, depending on how they use, they all have different meanings. So Maya has many meanings. Maya means energy. And the external energy is known as what we refer to as the illusionary energy. And that we commonly refer to as Maya. Maya means energy. So it can be external or internal. So Maya. And Maya could also mean mercy of the Lord. Here, Srila Prabhupada translates it as causeless mercy. So mercy of the Lord, that's also affection, that's Maya. Another meaning of Maya is knowledge or wisdom. So these are three meanings: energy, mercy of the Lord, and again, the different parts of more different explanations of the word Maya. Here, the Prabhupada is explaining a few of these different meanings. Now, Mayavadis, when they see this, because they think everything is an illusion. So when the Lord comes, they think He's also an illusion. And here, when we look at this verse, we see that they have described that the Lord descends because of His Maya potency. So the Mayavadis begin. See, Krishna is the Maya too. It says here Maya, but they don't understand that there are other meanings to Maya. They just think Maya means illusion. So they think, and that's a lot of not just Mayavadis, anyone, the foolish and ignorant people, they just think think that just because the Lord has come in human form, He's taking birth, so He's just like us and so on. But then Krishna explains about Himself, spirits. He says in one of the Ajopi sam apyaya bhutana ishvaro sam prakriti swayam adhishtaya sambhavami atmamaya atmamaya. He says here, this atmamaya he described as my internal image. He says, I am unborn and my body never deteriorates. And I am the Lord of all living beings. And I myself appear in my original form. Atmamaya, in the original transcendental form. So Krishna says he appears, but not in a material form, not like us under the external energy. He comes because of this, through the internal energy, the city of internal energy, and out of causeless mercy for the conditioned souls. So that's, and when he appears in his transcendental form, spiritual form. And so, therefore, the Mayavadis, they don't understand these other meanings of Maya, so they think that Krishna is. The example Srila Prabhupada gives is there's a prison house. Every country is a prison house. Lots of prisoners. And sometimes the king might go and visit the prison. And when the king is in the prison, the prisoners are there out of, they're forced to be there. They have come to the crime. But the king, out of his own causeless mercy, he's going to the, out of his own free will, he's going to jail and sticking around, making sure everything's okay. But it will be foolish for the prisoner to think, oh, the king is also now in prison like me. It's different. The king is there out of his own free will. So the Mayavadis are like that. They don't understand. They think just because Krishna is here in the material world, that he's also under the influence. That he's under the influence of Maya or Maha. So that's some of the different meanings of Maya. And I found it would be sort of easy to understand, something practical. With many of us have been to Mayapur. So sometimes, initially when I first heard about Mayapur, I was like, we're all trying to get to Maya, and this is the highest place in this world is Mayapur. So, and so from that word Mayapur, we can understand. So why do we call it Mayapur, the city of illusion? So it is said, yes, because the presiding deity of Mayapur is Proto Maya, the external energy. And Mayapur is lots of Bengalis, they all worshiping Durga Devi. So in one sense, yes, in one level, Mayapur is a place where many worshippers of Durga. So in one level, externally, that is Maya. And if you look at Maya in the term, in the sense, the meaning of causeless mercy, Is this a city of causeless mercy? Bible. The highest principle to the most unqualified people, how mercy. So Bible is also the level of causeless mercy. So Maya is causeless mercy. Another meaning of Maya is wisdom or knowledge. So we understand that Navadvip was the seat of knowledge at the time. All sorts of transcendentalists used to come to Navadvip to attain spiritual knowledge. And again, now, in Mayapur, we have the Mayapur Institute. We don't even have to go to Mayapur now. Online is simply different avenues to get this knowledge. So till now, Mayapur is still the place of knowledge. It is all Krishna consciousness is an educating people. So Mayapur, in the sense of place that gives us knowledge, that's another point. Initially, we spoke about Mayapur as being a place of the external energy of the Lord. The other energy of the Lord is the internal energy. So Mayapur is also a place of the internal energy of the Lord. It is in the Ananta Samhita, it is said that Navadvip Dham was actually created by Shri Radha himself. So in another sense, place of the eternal. So guys, I just an example of leaders remember aspects of Maya. When we talk about Maya as energy of the Lord, there are two types of energy. The external energy, which is known as Mahamaya, and the internal energy, which is known as Yogamaya. And so that's the material energy of the Lord and the spiritual energy of the Lord. And we are stuck in between with marginal energy. So we can either come under the control of Mahamaya or Yogamaya. Now, both these Mayas, they come from Krishna. Krishna, Prabhupada explains how, like electricity is an energy, and that can be used in summertime, it can be used to cool the place down. And in winter time, the same energy can be used to heat up the room. So it's the same energy, but depending on how it's used, it either can be hot or cold. So in the same way, Krishna's energy can be used if you are so we can see an example. If you are yoga mind, the internal energy of the Lord. That is, yoga means to connect. So someone wants to link to Krishna. And Krishna sends Yoga Maya, you become under the control of Yoga Maya. And Yoga Maya wants the role of Yoga Maya is to link Krishna with joy with the devotees. And then you're in the spiritual energy. And Yoga Maya orchestrates all the pastimes. And sometimes Yoga Maya makes the associates of Krishna, makes devotees forget that Krishna is God so that they can enjoy pastime. But that same energy, when someone wants to forget Krishna, we don't want to link up to Krishna. It's yoga. So we don't want to link up to Krishna. Then you become under control. Because the living entity generally when it's material world, because we want to enjoy separately from Krishna. Why should Krishna be enjoy? I want to be enjoy. Aham Ameti. I am the controller of everything. Everything is for my enjoyment. So then Maya, in the form of Mahamaya, puts you under illusion. So that we can carry on continuing enjoying ourselves. It's not as difficult to do stuff. So Mahamaya comes us. If you want to forget Krishna, you have to prepare the forget Krishna, enjoy yourself. But then we understand that in this Mahamaya is very difficult to overcome because we have decided we want to enjoy something. which provides us the perfect solution. So to come out of it, to come out of this prison is extremely difficult. And Krishna explains about it when he says, Devi says this material energy of mind, this Mahamaya, is very difficult to overcome. It's almost impossible. So then how can we overcome this? So Krishna himself says, then he says, you surrender to it, then you can easily cross over Mahamaya. So if you cross over Mahamaya, then where do you go? Krishna explains about it as well. He says, Mahamaya Sumampada Devim Prakriti Ashrita Vajantiyananya Mataso Yatva Uttadi Maya. So he says there's another energy. He says Mahamaya, and there is Yoga Maya. That's Devi Prakriti. So those who engage in devotional service, who surrender, they cross over Mahamaya and they come to this divine region, which is Yoga Maya. And that is, so by devotional service, that's the easy way to cross over from Mahamaya to Yoga Maya. Otherwise, it is very, very. So that was just a little bit about Maya that Krishna's when the reciters are glorifying Prabhu, that he has appeared out of his causelessness, out of the Maya, which translated as causelessness. So the second part of the purport, Srila Prabhupada explains how the Lord is independent in terms of his appearance. We understand from Srimad Bhagavatam, the first verse itself, it talks about Krishna's supreme independence. Abhigya and Swara, fully cognizant and independent. And he is the ultimate controller. So now the Lord appears, when the Lord appears, he appears out of his internal potency. He decides. When we appear, it's due to karma. We are forced to take birth. Next birth is determined by our present activities and what we think of at the time of death. But Krishna is not like that. Krishna is not forced to take birth. He comes out of his own sweet birth. And how he comes is inconceivable. We understand that the Lord has, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explains that he's got 6 types of incarnations. The 6 avatars. And in these avatars, he doesn't always come in the human form. Yes, Srila Prabhupada specifically explains that, that he can appear sometimes even as a fish incarnation or a boa incarnation. These are sort of abominable conditions. The fish, they're considered sort of the lowest species. And then the boa, look at the boa, it's not a very exalted animal. But he appears in all sorts of species. And when he appears as a boa, where does he appear from? Does he have an eye, his mother and father? Or mother and father? He appears from the nose, nostrils of Brahma. Can you imagine how? He's completely independent. And as Narasimha Avatar, he came from pillars, so the mother and father was a pillar. He didn't have a particular living entity. So like this, Lord is completely independent. It appears out of the sweet world. So it's not surprising that he could appear from the dead body of him. So the Lord and his consort both appeared from not even a living body, a dead body. Such a demonic thing. So it shows that God is independent. He can appear in any form. It's inconceivable. And not just the Lord can appear in those 6 incarnations, he can appear in so many innumerable. God can appear in the form of the deities. And people might think that this is just wood or metal or stove. But we understand just by seeing these deities, by serving these deities, so many devotees, so many people have become devotees. Dormant Krishna consciousness has awakened. That's inconceivable because to us, to materialists, it's just a material form. The Lord can come in the form, can incarnate as the deity. The Lord can incarnate, the Lord can appear in the form of prasadam. So prasadam is not vegetarian food without onion. We have so many restaurants with vegetarian restaurants, no onion, no garlic. How many people eating that become? But it's going to see thousands of people have just come to Krishna consciousness. They are dormant Krishna consciousness being awakened just by eating prasad. So this prasadam is Krishna. And Krishna can appear. Who would have thought God can appear in the form of book? Krishna Tulya Bhagavata. Vibhu Sarvashraya. Krishna Bhagavatam is not different from Krishna. Krishna appears in the form of a book. And he's as potent as his original. Krishna's form is inconceivable and it's unlimited. So similarly, Srimad Bhagavatam is unlimited according to your surrender. Read Bhagavatam, it reveals every verse, every word. It's so many meaning. No other book is like that. Krishna can also come in the form of his holy name. So Krishna is totally independent if he chooses to come all sorts of forms, human form, any of the 8 forms. Food, books. So he's completely independent. And the last part of the report discussed was about the glorification of the Lord. So Srila Prabhupada talks about, actually here the reciters, they are talking about how unqualified they are. They're saying that the Supreme Lord, even Lord Brahma, the Devatas, they cannot glorify you, they can't understand you. So how can we understand? And Prabhupada explains how Ananta Shesh, with his unlimited mouths, he cannot stop glorifying Krishna. From time immemorial, he's been trying to glorify Krishna. And Devatas, they are continuously trying to glorify Krishna. It says in Bhagavatam, Yam Brahma Varunendri Arudha Marutam Stunvan Divye Vede Sangha Pramo Mahishade Gayanti Yam Sapada Dhyanamastitamadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yogina Yasyam Kamna Vinusura Devaya Tasme Namah. Says Yam Brahma Varunendri Arudha Marutam. Brahma, all the different devatas, they are singing hymns glorifying Krishna. They're reading from the Vedas, the Upanishads, trying to glorify Krishna. And the yogis, they're trying to meditate, capture Krishna in their minds. But all of them, they can't understand where Krishna begins and where Krishna ends. Whether you're a demigod or demons, nobody can understand into that Lord in this one. So all these people, through all these means, they cannot understand Krishna. So how can these reciters glorify Krishna? And if these reciters can't glorify Krishna, how are we going to glorify Krishna? So we are completely unqualified. So then what happens if we are unqualified to glorify Krishna? We just give up. Stop glorifying. We can't. The whole mind and explains the purport is although we are unable to offer praise to the Lord in compassion, our duty is to make an attempt. And why do we make the attempt? In order to purify ourselves. Srila Prabhupada talks about Prahlad Maharaj. We understand Prahlad Maharaj, when he was, after killing Hiranyakashipu, or Nrsimhadev was still really angry. Lord Brahma and the Devatas, Lord Brahma and Lakshmi Devi herself, they were scared to approach Nrsimhadev. And Lord Brahma pushed the boy Prahlad and said, he came to protect you, so you go and pacify him. So he was the most junior person in that assembly. He's a young boy. What education would he have? What experience would he have? And he's from a demoniac family. But the demigods, so much knowledge, years of experience. How is he qualified to? But he went in front of Ashimi anyway. And then he sings these beautiful prayers. Brahmadaya Suragana Munayo Vasitha Satvekatana Gatayo Vajasa Prabha Naraditam Kura Gubera Iltoshtum Arhati Sameni Prajate. He says, how is it possible for me to glorify you? Because I was born in a Prajate, I was born in such a low birth in a demoniac family. And until now, Lord Brahma, all the Devatas, they are with their excellent words, such eloquent words, they can't glorify you. How am I supposed to glorify you out of humility? And then he says, he says, what is required? He says, you cannot high birth, aristocratic family, beauty, wealth, effulgence, all of these things can't be the only qualification to glorify the Lord. Because why? There is a personality who didn't even have a human form, but the body of an elephant. So Gajendra, he didn't have any of this, what aristocratic family, what beauty, what dangers, soldiers. He didn't have any of these things. But yet his prayers were answered. So what was the main ingredient? Bhakti. So bhakti, if you have that devotional service, that devotional mood, then even without, that's the only qualification required to glorify. And how did he get this qualification? Prahlad Maharaj says, I don't have any of these, all these things like I know. And only by bhakti we can get this. So how am I qualified? He says, Soham Priyasya Sudam Advita Lila Katasta Vanishika Virinchita Anchastita Yanugrahan Kunavita Durga Nitin Panayugaya. Says, I got this by being in the association of God. He had the association of Narada Muni, who was his father. So by the association of pure devotees, hearing about the transcendental pastimes and the prayers, the glorification of other devotees from Narada Muni, then he became purified. And then he was able to chant the glories, he was able to glorify. So I'm able to glorify you now. And I'm not glorifying you on my own, I'm glorifying you according to the footsteps of Lord Brahma and his succession, because Narada Muni was coming with the image of Lord Brahma. So I got the qualifications. Why? Because I heard from pure devotees, I had the association with pure devotees. And what I heard from them, I glorify you in that same movement when you heard from the spiritual. So in this way, I am qualified. And by glorifying you, what will happen? You can cross this ocean of recent material. And devotees or not devotees, materialists, they're always trying to worship the Devatas for material gains. And Skanda Purana, it says that devotees whose tongues are always used in glorifying the Lord, what happens? The Devatas come to worship. is by glorifying the Lord. And that's what's happening here. The reciters, they're glorifying the Lord, and David is there. So this is a very important part of our devotion service. The now the working time devotion service, Vandan, offering prayers and so. And so the two ways to do it. One is we can come up with our own prayers. And the other way is to repeat prayers from other examples. So Srimad Bhagavatam, thousands of prayers. We don't, now in order to come up with our own prayers, how are we going to come up with our own prayers? We first have to have heard Prabhu's prayer. And the prayer should be preferably sung by liberated soul. Then we know that those prayers Krishna answers. So if we come up with our own prayer, Krishna may or may not hear those prayers. But we know from Bhagavatam, all these devotees, they have prayed, they have recited wonderful prayer, glorified the Lord, and the Lord has responded to them. So better we recite prayers that are tried and tested. If you want to take some medication, go online and search, and like 100 people try this, try this. But then there's one medicine that's already been researched and proven to work. So you take that definitely. So these prayers, what kind of prayers? We understand so many different prayers, these books, and it's. But nowadays we can hear so many prayers, so many glorification songs, bhajans, internet, all over the place. So how do we discern which is prayer suitable for us to take out and glorify? What should we follow? It's a bit difficult because now we can find lots of different prayers. There are many people who have written prayers. Sometimes in similar songs we find names of Krishna, Krishna's pastimes. And then you have all these folk songs, different parts of India, and sometimes even in Kanana, where you want some folk songs. They're all prayers. But we don't know who has written them, with what mood, what is the Siddhanta behind this. In one sense here, they all sound like Krishna's name. But whether they have the proper understanding what is the mood of that person who's written, whether the Siddhanta is properly being recited, we don't know. But this we know definitely, this works. This is the right Siddhanta. And we've got so many of our previous acharyas who have written such wonderful Vaishnava bhajans. Srila Prabhupada said all those bhajans, they are also sastra. So why not we sing those bhajans? Because we know those will definitely what Krishna responds to those prayers we should do. Definitely. And then once we have overcome these forms of challenge, once we've attained devotion, then we can come up with our own prayers and Krishna words. Desham satate yuktana vajatam priti padami. So if we come to that level where we're constantly Desham satate yuktana, constantly serving Krishna, priti purvakam, with love, then he gives the intelligence. And at that time we can recite our own prayers. Until that time comes, the foolproof method is glorify the Lord. Prayers of personalities about them. So there's one form of glorification, Vandan. Yes, Prabhupada. So the last line, Srila Prabhupada says, if we are serious and sincere devotees, then God give us the intelligence. So now glorification of the Lord can be done in the form of vandanam, offering prayers. And another thing, when we remember some devotees, they actually recite some of these prayers every day. And Prabhupada has actually worked it into our routine. Every day we're offering Brahma Samhita, we're singing that, we're singing different prayers through the day from morning. We're studying Siksha. So like this, and some devotees, they also add on some of them are saying prayers, these prayers as part of their daily routine. That's something that you can. Remembering this now, I'm inspired to remember some of these. Showing what devotees, something like that. And also, when we come in front of the deity, what are we going to say? We can offer Pranam mantras, spiritual master, our mantra. But then sometimes you can remember these prayers when we come in front of the deity. And one day this learned from Krishna himself. When we come in front of Krishna, what are we going to ask for? Asking for or what are we going to do to glorify him? So remembering these prayers and chant these, Lord, when we see the spiritual master, glorify him. So many different Vaishnava bhajans glorifying. So glorification is very important, but the way to glorify is not just necessarily by offering praise. That is one way of glorifying the Lord. How else can we glorify him? Bhajan. So this movement, the Mahaprabhu Sankirtan movement, Kirtan means songs. Kirtan also means glorification. So this whole movement is about glorifying Krishna. So glorification can be done in so many ways. So Kirtan is one, prayers. But we can glorify Krishna by service, yes. So we can glorify Krishna, but he might be dressing Krishna, doing deity worship, deity dressing, cooking for Krishna. It's all good. Going out and preaching about Krishna, discussing, distributing books. So that's all different types of glorification. So in this Kali Yuga, there's so many ways of glorifying. And Srila Prabhupada has created this institution there. Now millions of people, the whole world can be engaged in some form, because everyone's got different propensities. So somehow, whatever your propensity is, there's some way you can glorify. Prabhupada said, if you're a scientist, then glorify Krishna through your science. How do you do that? Scientifically prove that Krishna is a person. So in whatever quality you have, whatever skill you have, you can use that. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan movement takes it one step further. It's not just Kirtan, it's Sankirtan. Samyak Kirtan. It is coming together and glorifying God, not just individually. So the service is not done individually. Vikaki Amara Nahi Pai Gora. Alone we have no strength, but when we do together, so that's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's one step. All cooperatively do the service to glorify God. 2-3 months ago, we had Damodar Leela as our Kartik Mass. During the Damodar Leela, so the mother Yashoda, she was trying to tie Krishna. And was she able to tie initially? So she was doing it alone, glorifying Krishna. She couldn't, she called the other gopis, the neighboring gopis, other houses. They came, and then they gave their robes, and when everyone was combined, Sankirtan came together, glorifying Krishna. So alone, this glorification is done in Kali, not alone, but and then what happens? By doing this, so just to summarize a few things, this point was about Maya. Maya is not just illusion, Maya is also the other energy of the Lord. Maya, Yoga Maya, the sea of the Lord. And the Lord is completely whatever is not. Example, prison house. So just because the Lord is here, subject power. and glorification of the Lord. Very important that we don't do it ourselves. Association with devotees, and the way to glorify is also not just. Jiva Tattva is trusted with Gauranga Mahaprabhu was nothing. Gauranga Mahaprabhu was Krishna himself. He's not the avatar. He's full, complete. Whereas this is Jiva Tattva and empowered with a particular power.
For us to come up with prayers that we very much because of this fights so regular relatives this is what I feel it's so
So Mataji was saying that some of the prayers that Kunti Maharaji's prayers, she comes. Krishna Vasudeva. Then she has darshan of Krishna, she offers the prayer of Om Bhagavata. Wonderful prayers that previous acharyas have done. So we don't have to reinvent the wheel. And these prayers work, so why not just follow with guidance?
Kadamba Kadamba Babaya. Kunti Maharani is elder. That's why she glorification is part of them. And then it comes. When we recite that's how we glorify. We have to start from there. Yeah, we have to start from there.
We've got to follow the prescription as it is. So the verse is exactly it. But when we're having darshan, we can have darshan. When we're having darshan, but the prayer we don't change. It's also Lord's feet is someone again. But we can't go past the Lord's feet. Thank you very much. Vacha Bhagavata Krishna. Thank you.